I'm Pat Russell, and I'm right here at Tiger Stadium. I'm standing right next to Coach Nolan, coach of the Morgan City Tigers. We have our game of the week tonight. Coach, you guys had a big victory last week over Sarah Reed. A lot of drama after that game.
Weekend ahead of us. Today, over 1,200 high school players showed up at Nicholls State to check in for the Manning Passing Academy.
Thanks, Tracy. I'm standing here with World Lumberjack champion Jamie Fisher. Jamie, can you tell us exactly what? Believe it or not, the coach told me they were actually going to water the field tonight to get off all the excess mud. Then they were going to give the field a rest right now. And I'm here with Clarence Robinson, who's here to talk to us a little about the Marcus Jones 5K run.
Yes, this is the 14th.
Both games did seem to run late yesterday, especially the 9-year-old. They have to play the full 6 innings. And also Patterson will be having their invitational this evening. The 10-year-olds will be playing at Bayou Vista Spray Park, which is getting a skating park pretty soon. And the 12-year-olds will be.
Now, last week, West St. Mary racked up 72 points on their opponent, but was even more impressive than that was the play of their star wide receiver. In sports, records are set and records are broken. Last Friday at West St. Mary, one of those records fell to wide receiver Dejon Stewart.
He threw me a shovel pass, and I broke it for 90 yards. After I beat that one man, I was off to the races. It's gone.
Gone for 404 yards receiving and 6 touchdowns. With stats like that, a receiver needs to have great chemistry with his quarterback. Stewart and Travell Dixon are family.
I mean, those guys, because they do everything together. Even like I say, when they're just talking and just, playing around and joking around, they're throwing a football to one another. So I mean, like I said, they understand, what football means to them, and I understand, what football means to the team and as well. So as long as they continue to just keep on playing together, hey, sometimes, those things just work out the way they're working out.
The two have an unusual training regimen.
Madden. We play almost every day.
Coach Antoine saw a weakness in the visiting team's defense and used Stewart to exploit it.
They were in cover one all night. We felt our matchups with Dejon against their secondary guy, we felt we could exploit it, and so we just kept on going at it, and, we were able to continue to hit on it, for 6 straight touchdowns on them. So, we was real proud of what they did, and Dejon, does a good job of creating massive matchup problems for people. And Travell, has a good arm and made some good reads that night.
The coach's game plan and Stewart's athletic ability allowed the receiver to set the national record for most touchdowns in a half.
Everyone it was just crazy. Everyone just like, dang, man, you're scoring a lot. And I was like, just kept going. I wasn't really paying attention. I was just all in the game.
The Wolfpack pass catcher is more concerned with putting the school on the map than himself.
Before we wasn't doing too good. We had like 1-8 seasons, 0-9 seasons and all. And now this year we 4-0 in the first 4 games. So I basically we just said everything different.
Season. Former Patterson High School alum Kenny Hilliard will be entering his sophomore campaign, and with 1 year under his belt, Hilliard plans on making his 2nd season at LSU even better than the first. The LSU Tigers wrapped up their spring practice on Saturday, putting an exclamation point on the weeks of hard work. For second-year running back Kenny Hilliard, the hard work literally fell off.
I just started eating healthy and training with Coach Moffitt, coming in after practice, riding the bike on the treadmill and try to maintain my weight.
Hilliard lost a reported 10 to 15 pounds in the offseason, but will always be known for his powerful running style.
Kenny, he's a big back. He's a big guy, he'll bowl you over, and that's his MO. So
the Tigers have several other running backs on the roster, and Coach Les Miles plans to use them all.
Anytime you got those guys behind you that talented, it makes your job easier. You got, Spencer Ware, Michael Ford, who's out right now, all those guys, Alfred Blue. Just when you got guys like that behind you that are always running fresh, it really makes a difference.
The biggest difference this season will be the Tigers' ability to strike from above.
Zach a really good quarterback. Whatever the coaches need him to do, he's going to come in, make plays, and do what he do best.
But a strong running game is a must in college football, and Kenny Hilliard has done a lot to impress his coaches this spring, so much that on Saturday, he took home one of his team's off-season awards.
You had to get 3 white shirts in order to keep going, and every day I came out the 4th quarter, I got all my white shirts, and I did my drills very hard, and they awarded me.
Since May 9th, the National Guard has been hard at work stacking sandbags around the area to keep citizens safe from the overflowing Mississippi River.
They've been helping tremendously. You know, they're military, but they're also people like anybody else. They've got homes everywhere they come from and things they like to do. So they'd asked me about playing some softball out here in Amelia, and I told them have at it, and they started practicing a little bit, and next thing you know, they had a team or two, and so we kind of got together, and I made a few calls and got some things donated.
After the threat of flood had passed, the Guard wanted to celebrate with local townsmen on a job well done.
Well, we try to do things with the community that when we're out in certain areas, and just the opportunity to spend time with them, and as much as they've done for us since we've been here, it just seemed like a good thing to do.
Locals from around the area came to the park to enjoy the game and watch the inner child that many from the Guard brought out.
That's what makes you laugh, and that we've needed that with everything that we've gone through around here. This is my first year living here, so when they started all this flood, I was extremely scared.
Everyone at the park was able to take part in the spring fun. In fact, the family was not shy about acknowledging a parent's accomplishments.
He's a really good base runner, and I think he hit it really good.
And his faults.
It's just that some of them would either throw it high, low, too far.
The Guard played with more enthusiasm than most professional sports teams. With every swing of the bat, one could see the passion they had for the sport.
Been loving it. I love ball. Can't be as great a sport in the world.
With the community's anxiety subsiding and the town returning to daily routine, it's easy to see the impact the National Guard had on us. But what's hard to see is the impact we had on them.
As far as the people around here are awesome. They're excellent. I'll thank every single one of them. You cannot get better hospitality than the Southern hospitality, and it don't get better than here.
At one point in time, roller derby was considered sports entertainment. But don't tell that to Tracy Nelson.
The one misconception that we have is it like wrestling? Is it fake? Is it staged? No, it's not even, I wouldn't consider it to even be violent. It's a legitimate sport. It's like football. It's a full contact sport.
Also known as Olive Torture, Tracy started the Cajun Roller Girls just 2 short years ago.
Basically, I wanted to belong to something, first of all, you know, to start getting involved with our community. I enjoyed skating for exercise, and I stumbled across it on the internet. Never heard of roller derby before this. Just seemed like something that I wanted to do, and made a flyer and started recruiting girls. And
several girls came and left the rest of us figuring out just how exactly is this game played.
It's kind of like a race. You play offense and defense at the same time. You have jammers, which those are people that score points. You have a jammer from each team. Okay, so you have 2 teams on the track at the same time. You have 1 jammer from each team, like I said, and then you have 4 blockers on each team as your blockers that you help your jammer, and then their 4 blockers try to block your jammer. Makes sense? Kind of. But what is clear is the type of beating these girls take when they're on the rink. Few breaks, Raven scar, plates and screws.
You have to want to do this. You have to really want to do this. But it's fun.
Ellender brought in 2 runs in the first inning, but once we got into second, Tigers' bats came alive. Nick Spinella rockets that one at the second baseman. He can't come up with it. Grant Perry comes in for the run, and Spinella gets a single. 2 runners on for Nick Gagliano. He sends this chopper up the gut, and that brings in another run for the home team Tigers. Brody Anselm up. He drills this one deep into the outfield. That's going to hit the back wall. Spinella makes it home. Throw on the way. Runner slides, but the ball gets there before he does, and he is called out at the plate. Runner on second now for Dylan Heimel. He drills this one deep into center. That brings around Brody Anselm for the score, and the Tigers are lighting up Ellender here in the second inning of the ballgame. Ryan Vaya blasts this one out into right field. That's going to bring around another run, and the Tigers end up wrapping this game early. They had 9 runs in the second inning, 4 runs in the fifth, a whopping 15 hits on the day. Ellinger got 2 more runs in the third, but it wasn't even close. 13-4 your final. Dylan Heimel was the winning pitcher. He went 5 innings, gave up 4 earned runs, allowed 5 hits. He walked 5 and struck out 3 batters. Only 67 for shortstop Austin Nola. He's going to hit this one just out of the reach of the first baseman, and that brings in LSU's first run of the ball game. Bases loaded here now. Next up, it's going to be Alex Edwards, who's DHing. He drives this one to the opposite side of the field where Austin Nola hit it. It's going to the left side into the outfield. Mason Kantz is going to jog in, and Rhymes is going to slide in for the Tigers' third run of the game. Top of the fourth we go. Runners on. Gators trailing by run. We'll have runners on first and second. That's Jacoby Jones who takes the stab at that one. It's going to land deep into right, and that'll bring in another 2 runs for the Tigers. Jared Foster with the big slide into home base. And leading in that department was Sky Mejia from Ascension Episcopal. Brilliant hit there to get him on the green at the golf course's 16th hole. That's sophomore Brett Sinnett of Hanson lofting himself on the green as well. These two were back and forth all day. Sinnett here on his first putt try. He barely misses the hole there, maybe a foot there. He would go on to par. Mejia one and done. He would bring that hole in. 17th hole here. Sinnett again just barely misses the punt off a couple of inches. Mejia making it look easy. So on to the 18th hole we go, and Sinnett and Mejia at this point are both tied. We have a lot going on this weekend, and I can't tell you, just the feeling in the air at that passing camp. I mean, that's got to be the best camp in the nation. I mean, you have 37 college quarterbacks there coming to learn from a Hall of Famer. I mean, you have Archie Manning, who's a legend in his own right, and I mean, both those quarterbacks have 2 Super Bowl rings, Peyton Manning's been to the Super Bowl twice. Eli Manning's won it once. Peyton's won it once. Peyton actually beat the Bears, which, I didn't ask him anything about that, but I always wanted to know what it felt like playing against the Bears defense back then. So, I mean, it's a great time. It's a great time.
And you're, of course, going to have more for us next week?
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I'm going to be at the Aired Out competition Saturday night. We've had a couple of players in the past come. Jamarcus Russell was there one year. Colt McCoy was there this year. I'm hoping Jordan Jefferson from LSU throws, and Andrew Luck's going to be there to throw. E.J. Manuel from Florida State is there as well. And maybe the Bachelor, Jesse Palmer, will air it out a little bit.
What a lineup. Now, the Mannings typically avoid questions that aren't related to the academy.
Yes,
so
they
that
are
sort of worked to their favor this year with the lockout.
And that's what I think is really unique about this camp is they're there completely for the kids. Eli was talking about how he was at this camp when he was 14 years old. He didn't know he was going to be in the NFL then. Right. So they're really just throwing a camp for the state of Louisiana and football players in Louisiana. And, they don't want to hear about the lockout at all. They're there to coach. They're there to have a good time. Coach Gruden was there. He's having probably the most fun out of anyone I saw. I mean, he's in the booth right now, but you can tell he's a coach at heart. And, I mean, it's just a great time.
All right. Thank you, Pat. Stay with us. We'll be right back after the break.